Bam! There we are. There we are, guys. It's Sunday. This means another episode of A Drink with Brink, where I talk with other indie creators about their lives and campaigns and their books. Because I am done with mainstream, guys, with mainstream comics and a lot of mainstream entertainment also. And indie is where the talent is and where the passion is. I hope you're having a great weekend. My weekend is pretty. It's calm. I'm having a calm weekend. I received some things this weekend for Perfect 10 issue 4. I wish I could show you because it's amazing. It's amazing, guys. So the covers are being produced. The first cover is colored. It's completely colored. It's done. It's fantastic. I can't show you guys. I like to have this like the first showcase being when the campaign launches, right? And then we have a second cover because I think a few weeks ago I did this little poll on Twitter. How many variant covers do you guys prefer for a indie comic, and specifically for Perfect 10 issue 4? And most people said 2. So we're making 2 covers because we listen to you guys, right? Okay, I saw there was someone in the chat. It's the Critique Corner, otherwise known as Daniel Parker. He says, break a leg, Dr. Drhino. So where does this phrase come from? Break a leg. It's a strange expression to me from the Netherlands, right? Break a leg. That's not something you wish to happen to someone. Welcome, Daniel. Critique Corner. Why is the name Critique Corner? Is that your new channel? Something. All right. Okay, guys. The guest for today. Honestly, I don't really. It's a surprise to me too. It's a surprise to me too. So, what we're going to showcase and going to talk about. So let's just get this going. Let's bring him on. Our wonderful guest for today. Let's have a warm welcome for Mr. Dr. Drhino.
Well, it's a wonderful Sunday, and hello to everybody in the comment section. Critique Corner, Daniel, nice to see you, man. And Mike, it's good to see you too. And it says, good day and good drink to you, Dave. And the doctor is in today. Yes, the doctor is in.
Yes, Mike is here. Welcome, Mike. Yeah, we call you Dr. Drhino, but you once said that you don't really mind if it's Dr. Drhino or D Rhino. We didn't really know how to call you.
Yeah, I really don't mind.
Right.
It's like one of
And
those. It's like one of those. Like I always thought of it as Drhino, and then all of a sudden, people would start taking, oh, it's Doctor Kino. I'm like, I could take that too.
sure. And where does the name come from? Also the 419 behind it. Where does it come
Oh,
from?
so it's basically where I originally lived in, and is of course I'm from the States, so I was born and raised in Ohio. And that's our district area is like the
Ohio.
419.
Hmm.
So I I I don't live there anymore, but let's just say that uh there is like a little nickname. That's all I can say. It's like a little nickname and it stuck. I was like, oh, I'll keep it.
A
It
nickname
was
and it's
also
stuck.
a thing with football too. So
You say football?
hmm not soccer, but like American football.
Sure. Right. So you played that? Or you still play that? Or
I
you
used to.
you used to? Oh, you
Used
must be big, right? You must be big to play football.
well, I had let's just say I had to play a lot of different positions because of my weight changing and all that.
Mm,
I used to be a big boy. I used to be big. Now I'm
right.
like I don't know. It's weird. But anyway,
Anyway, some other people joined us today. Dark Side is Comics. Welcome, Ernest. Welcome, Ernest. And Mike says, break a leg means good luck from the stage play acting theater industry. Yes, I knew that. I knew what it meant. Just the what do you call it? Etymology behind the word, where it comes from. That, that I don't really know.
yeah, I just I'm as curious as you, even though I know what it means. It's just I think like how did it like form into a thing? Like I don't know the evolution behind it
Yeah,
really. I just
you want to send someone up the stage and then tell him, "Do not break a leg," okay?
we're
So
American. You know, we just have weird phrases. We just have weirdness all around with our language.
yeah, we have strange stuff here also with our language. Tank Ferret, welcome, Tank. Hail, all of you magnificent bastards. Nice to see you, Tank. All right, cool. Great. So I can't really see what you're drinking, but I need to ask you because you're my guest. What are you drinking?
Ocha, or I should say tea.
What? Oja?
Ocha. That's a Japanese word for green tea.
Oh, green tea. Okay. Oja, the official name. Okay. Um, Dr. Rhino, why did you want to be you approached me, you wanted to showcase something, talk about something. Why did you want to be a guest today? What do you want to tell people?
The reason why I wanted to be on your show today and be in front of a crowd, a wonderful crowd to be exact, is because was it last year or 2 years, almost 2 years ago, when first came upon your channel and I saw you just interviewing all these awesome creative minds and their team and seeing the process. I was influenced and thinking that, man, I want to join. I want to be on your show one day. And
Wow. Excellent. I'm honored. Yeah, we're doing this now for I think 2 years. Yeah, and the first times, man, that was disastrous. But nowadays, I completely got rid of my nerves. I really needed to learn how to do this to get comfortable because I want to offer that to my guests also, right? So you have this you can just do your thing. Um, so you got inspired to make something. Did you say?
yes, sir. I wasn't. I didn't know at the time I was going to make a comic until literally a few months ago, like late last year.
All right.
A- And I decided to take like these ideas. And Dave got rid of us too.
No, that's not the truth, man. That's not the truth.
It's all
I'm
lies.
kidding. Yes. Yes, but you have to clarify this because otherwise rumors start this way. Yeah, Marinus.
But
Right. Sorry.
no, it's okay. Totally. I mean, this is so awesome to be on here. But anyway, I took
So
old I took old concepts that of when when I was giving a friend of mine short stories, and to give a bit of background about that is she made this one drawing of like one of her characters as like a nun, but it was like a dark nun. And I was like, wow, I'm really interested in the story of this character. And I was the one I full on I just went full on in, started making this like little lore that wasn't canon to her stuff, but non canon. And the more I delved into it, I was like, man, I'm really entranced by this story that coming up with and giving to her, and shooting ideas back and forth. So
wait. So you knew someone who drew this character, and you together created this backstory for the character.
right, well, it was like our own little thing. It had nothing to do with the Night's Fall Eldritch. The
Hmm.
only thing that's consistent is my characters, Gehenna, Prodder, Damonite, and Zen Zakia. Everything else that I will be showing and you guys will see is totally new, totally new. And I've shown the collaborations before. I can't show it on here because they're kind of, in YouTube terms, explicit, even though it's not really that crazy. But
No, it's a little bit spicy.
yeah, it's like me basically paying my respects to like how this all began, and saying, and I said to her, I was like, this is where we're gonna split, because I'm totally grateful that you gave me this opportunity to evolve this story, and you inspired me to make my own, really, with these characters, because now I got a feel for them. Now I understand how they work, and that's how I go about with characters. Is that usually when I write stories about I write stories about them, and that might take up like literally probably a few months for me to understand them better. So I felt like I was at that point in time, like, yep, I got it now. Now, I originally was gonna make it into a book. That
Okay.
would be like something for my, because I don't know if a lot of people know this, but I'm still working on my first book. That's gonna be my debut novel, called Gods and Goddesses, Children of Ragnarok here. And so I was thinking, I was
Great.
like, I
That's
can,
that's an actual novel. So
yes, sir,
you write actual books, man. That's fantastic.
yes, sir. And I was thinking, like, okay, since I have that, I'll make this into a book, and I'll switch between the two as a way to give me time to like think about one book and then the other book, and then go back
Yeah.
and forth, kind of like
Sure.
yeah. So then I came to then I just randomly just had this idea, like, you know what, let me try a comic. Let me make a prologue. Wrote 9 pages of that, and I came to Nefarious Watcher, awesome guy, and
Mhm.
we were I don't know it, because I'm just like, it's just so weird thinking about it in a good way, because it's came to him like, hey, would you mind taking a look at this and see if we can work something out, make a deal, like, can you make this into a comic? And how I came to know Nefarious Watcher was Jaguar Warrior by AJ Hodes. Ah, see, there he is, lurking in the shadows as always.
Hello, Nev. Welcome. Yeah, I was a little bit confused. We have another Nev in this community also. So I was a little confused at first, but this is Nefarious Watcher,
Yes.
right? And he's
Yeah.
your artist. You collaborate with him on this project.
Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
I'm creator and writer. He's the awesome artist. I can't draw for the life of me. I think I've shown you guys on Twitter my drawings.
Did,
They look
did
like
he
I
did
said.
he did he do your avatar?
Oh no, that's Carmen Seth. Me
Okay.
and him go way back. He's more like the precursor to everything.
All
I
right.
totally give him a lot of respect. I mean, guy, I'm so thankful knowing all these people.
So
Seriously.
so just to get me to understand what's going on. You were writing this novel, but that's and you wanted to make is is this a comic book we're talking about?
Yes. Yeah.
Right. So you wanted to make a comic book, and it was because you knew Neff, and then you two like thought we can do
Collaborated.
this.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then you had a concept already, a story concept.
Yes.
Mhm.
I wrote I wrote already like 2 volumes.
Oh,
Like
two
I have a
volumes.
Yeah, so I have the prologue, I have volume 1, and then I have part 1 of volume 2 written. So, um the way how I see it is that I want to gain an audience by not I don't want to delve into volume 1 just yet. I want the audience to get a feel of these characters first, so we'll make these little short what would you call them, like one shot comics, one short comic.
Sure.
So that's what we're looking into, but more on that later.
Okay. By the way, I thought I don't know if if I had it correctly, but I announced this as a webcomic. Is that correct?
Yes, yes,
Okay. Right.
yeah. It's all gonna be on Twitter. It's free for everyone, really. I didn't want to seem like I was desperate for money or anything, and plus I it just feels icky, grimy, trying to say like, oh, you know, like, oh, you can pay 3, 5, or $7 for this tiers and you get this, and I just ended up just doing away with it because I mean, if I'm gonna I need to prove myself to people. I gotta, I need people to see that, hey, this guy's worth it.
Hmm.
This guy is, he has a great storyline. I'm loving these characters, and the art's pretty great. I can't just go out. I just can't go in there and expect people to pay money when they don't know what they're getting into. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get fans and customers. Um, um, I'm sorry, trying to get them get them to familiarize themselves with these characters, with this setting, what's it all about, and that's
Sure.
all. So, oh my gosh, is it
Yes,
loading up?
this is your thing, man. This is the cover to Night's Fall or Night's All, right?
Yeah, nice.
Eldritch.
Well, I don't know if it's showing on my end, or did you just move us aside for you could show the background?
Yes. You
Okay,
don't see it? Do you see the art?
I just see the background. I don't know if you're showing like the actual picture.
Okay, guys in the chat, do you see art right now on the screen? Um, this is strange, man. I'm trying to showcase like I put all your art in this folder. I'm sharing the folder right now. Welcome,
Ah,
Matthias
there it is. There it is.
Sanchez. Welcome, welcome. And Matthias says he sees it, so you don't see it, Dr. Rhino. But
Now I see it. I see it now.
oh, you see it now?
Yeah, and
Excellent.
it must be
Yeah,
just technology.
yeah, we got some delay between here and America.
Uh,
Must be it.
but
Right.
must be a
This is
platform thing.
this is your cover, right? So
Yes.
and this is a webcomic that people can find somewhere online
Yep. They can find it on Twitter. Just
on Twitter. So they have to follow you, and then they can follow this story.
and they can they don't really have to follow me. They can just search up my Twitter, which is Drhino419,
Mm.
and the first post that they will see is a pinned post uh, relaying the comic in both the safe for work and not safe for work formats. So, curse you, physics.
It was slow. It was slow for everyone. I think,
Yeah,
for some reason. Right. Okay.
but the
Okay.
reason
What's the story behind this cover?
I wanted something metal, like an album.
Oh,
That's what I
okay.
think of. That's how I think of Night's Fall Eldritch. It's like a metal. It's like a this cover is like a metal album cover, and the story is just my gosh. What's the best way I can explain? It's like each volume is going to be a song in a way. That's how I think of it. Maybe it sounds a little weird to you guys, but to me it makes sense because, um, gosh, man, I
Right.
that's just how I mean. I'm just trying to figure out, like, in my mind, like, how can I explain this to you? It's just there's just something important to it. There's a reason why I show these character this cover. I mean, sure, yeah, you got the sexy lady and they got the two awesome helmets, being held up and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the prologue cover. I'm detailing to you guys. Yeah, um, this is what we're going to be focusing on. This character and who these characters and who they are and what they are and what can they do. So then when we get to like the next volume, it will be shown. It would just be showing focus main focus on certain characters and all that. That's I guess that's the basic way I could say it right there.
Okay. So how many pages is each volume, or does it differ?
It differs. Prologue is only 9 pages, just
Mm.
to again get people familiar with what's going on. And
Mm-hmm.
volume one, I believe it's just 20 plus pages. And volume two, uh, 40, 40 plus.
Okay. So you pay you is this a like do you fund this the production of this book, or is it just you just make it for fun? Is Neff doing this for
I pay
fun?
him.
You pay him, right?
I pay him, but this is for fun. This is
Hmm.
for fun. Unless I see I see otherwise. Like, yeah, people are willing to pay pay for this stuff.
Sure.
Then we have to figure out the plan. Well, reorganize the plan and try to make it as fair as possible.
Hmm.
I don't want people to feel like they're ripped off or anything.
Sure. Right. Right. So what's your goal with this book? Right. So right now you're offering it to people for free. They can just read along with the production. So what's your goal with this? After at at, at some
This
point,
is
do you want to
the goal to
publish it?
this. Yeah, I would love to publish this in the future,
Hmm.
but the goal overall is to show people what I can do. Is to show that's really all it is. I want to add my skin into the game, and we're in this iron age of indie entertainment. I feel like there's so much stuff going on. There's so much to see, especially it being boosted by the internet. Uh,
Hmm.
I just why the hell not go out there, create, do something productive with your life. That's how I see it. I mean, I when when the pandemic happened and I was still in college, I just one day started writing. That was my first book right there. That
Hmm.
became my first book. Now after the pandemic and life is going forward, I'm just like I feel like I can do more. I feel like I can do more. I'm not stretching myself thin. I just feel like, man, it's time. I got I I got the resources for it. Let's go ahead and see what happens. And hopefully,
Tank Ferret says, with the right inker, I'd publish this. This is pencil work right now. So
yes,
will this be inked, or will it stay this way?
I believe we can. I believe me and Neff can go over this with ink one day.
Hmm.
Like I said, this is just I was being experimental with this. I wanted to see what we had. Usually everything what I do is that I test out things. I want to see how people react to it. I want to see how um what is the overall outcome of it. What does it total up to, and how can I improve upon? And seeing this, and I've been doing this for a few months now. I decided to me and Neff decided to switch over to something else. I love the pencil work. Don't get me wrong,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm a man about taking risks that make sense.
Sure.
And I'm just, if it doesn't make sense, if it's gonna hurt me more than it's gonna benefit, then there's no point, because I don't want to create that. I don't want to create that line where I feel like potential fans and customers are gonna be like, this guy half-ass it. This guy is not.
Right.
This guy is not worth. I'm really big about that.
Yeah, you
I'm
need
really big about.
you need to do it to take risks.
Yeah.
That's entire point of creativity. Without risks, everything stays bland and predictable.
Yes, and I don't want to be in that paralysis too of just like researching and researching but not doing anything. And
Mm.
that's one flaw of mine right there, is that I do find myself in this paralysis, as Robert Kiyosaki would say. He would say paralysis by analysis or something like that. You know, I just I'm man, I can't tell you how many times I get this urge, like, oh my gosh, uh, I, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know how to do this. But then when I calm down and I start actually typing stuff out in my notes and figuring out, putting on Google Docs and looking into more videos and how people overcame their barriers, I'm like, you know what, this isn't as bad as I thought. I'm overthinking.
But
Stop overthinking.
you mean story wise? You doubt yourself with the story?
Um, yeah, story wise, yes,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, especially trying to form connections with people too, uh, and apply their and try to get them to be as enthralled as I am with this stuff. I don't want to get people on board that are not enthusiastic about it, or just saying,
Yeah.
okay, this is the pay, I'm getting paid for this and I'll be done. No, I want you to have some say in it. I want you to voice what you think can and cannot work. That's the
Mm-hmm.
reason why I have people on board, and that's the reason why I want to work with them. I don't want to work with a robot. No one. I don't want to. Maybe some people do. I don't want to work with a robot. I want to work with real people. People who know what who know what they're doing, really.
Mm-hmm.
And really,
Sure.
and maybe this is a golden rule of mine, but I want I want people to have a lot of fun with this and give me feedback on it with like my artist, Nefarious Watcher.
Right. You.
Me and him go back and forth with ideas,
Mm-hmm.
and we just say, you know what, let's try it. If it doesn't work, we'll try another way.
Yes.
And that right there that we're seeing, the prologue, that's all on pencil.
Mm-hmm.
Other stuff will be in a different style. And Tank Ferret, do you have an editor?
Yeah.
I'll say this. Neff is a jack of all trades type guy. He really is.
Your penciler also edits you.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. We have some
And
more questions for you, by the way, from the chat. Mike asks, why is the page count planned to be doubled from volume 1 to volume 2? And how about for further volumes?
so the reason why I have it doubled is because with how I structured volume one, it each volume usually is going to bring in new characters that are central to a plot, and some are more simplistic than others. I'm not doing it just to be a cheapskate or anything like that, or just keep it dull. I just like, look, I do it as reasonably as I can. And with volume one, it's more of a self. I'm sorry. It's more of a. It's more. Think of it like a circle. It's just like a circle. Simple design, round. Not much is going into it. Not much is going out of it. Is there just to be uh in that simple state. But when volume two comes along, well, we expand more on the world, on what's on these lands. We see uh, more of what's going on with civilized type of civilization, really.
Mm-hmm.
And also, of course, that means we're bringing a new character, and this is we're bringing more of a. I don't want to be too spoilery, but more of a detective route, really. That's
Mm-hmm.
what I'm going with.
Right.
I'm not trying to influx people with a lot of like information and where they get to the point where like, okay, I don't want to read this. I'm building up to it slowly
Yes.
as best as I can. And yes, I am new to this. I am new to making comics, but from what I've seen, from what I've read and watched, uh I believe this is the best one of the best ways I can go about it, especially with a person with little experience like me. But I'm just eager. I'm really eager to tell this story.
Yeah. You
And
you always you also approach this as a learning experience, right?
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yes. That's good.
And
That's good.
I apologize though. I'm kind of nervous.
No, don't be nervous, man. Don't be nervous. You're in good hands here. We all started somewhere, man, and this looks nice. This looks really nice. So let's talk about the story itself, right? So what is the story about?
To put it simply, is about two supernatural knights having this unholy rivalry, and there may be more in the background, someone pulling the strings,
Hmm.
and everything may not seem like what it is. So it's just I use a combination. What was my influences for this, inspiration for this was Berserk, Evil Dead, and maybe a little bit of Silent Hill, maybe just a little bit.
Okay, so a bit horror influence also.
Yes,
Hmm. Cool.
and it's all and
Oh,
all it comes down
Tank.
to.
One sec, Dr. Rhino. Tank has to go. I have to run, but I like where this is going. Followed you and Neff, and I'm looking forward to seeing where this is going. Thank you for dropping by, Tank. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Guys, if you want to follow Dr. Rhino, the link to his Twitter handle is in the description of the video.
Just
Also, smash like, hit the bell, and fire bad.
fire
Hmm?
bad. Well, I
Fire is
mean,
bad, yes.
it might be good against some things like well, let's say scorpions and all that. I don't want to relive that anymore. But anyway,
Oh, the Spore Hacker is also here. Welcome, Spore Hacker.
hey,
As long as you don't break two legs, literally, you will be fine. Yeah. I broke two legs once, simultaneously. Yes.
are you pulling my leg? Oh, I'm sorry for
No,
the leg joke.
seriously. It really. I was in hospital for 6 weeks.
Oh my gosh.
Um, Matthias Sanchez asks, "What about starting a one shot, a short self-conclusive episode, so you can show yourself to people?"
Yeah,
Mm.
and that's a great point right there. Yes, that's what I'm thinking of too. I'm thinking of doing going that route before I actually I delve more into like again into volume one or volume two. I I think that is really the best option right there. Showing these little stories of each character, and then when we hopefully when we get enough of a following and enough of a reach, we can commence on volume one, and people can see like, oh man, I know these characters. That's cool. I remember them from so and blah blah blah. I that's a great feeling to have. I
Hmm.
I'm trying to now that I'm actually doing this. I've been thinking about so many things, and I'm jotting them down, and I'm just talking to Neff about it. I'm like, we can do this, do that, anywhere, wherever, and this is amazing. I, I just have there's for someone like me who has a lot ideas just coming out like within 20 minutes. I'm just like, man, I'm eager. I'm really eager to explore this stuff, really,
Yes.
and I want to do that one shot. I really do want to do one shots.
So who's this lady?
Now that is Gehenna, or
Gehenna.
again, yeah, or again for short.
Okay.
She's more of a she's the one who helps Prodder, and that's right there in her hands. That's the Prodder's helm, and as you can
Prodder.
see, hmm?
Prodder. What did you
Yeah,
say?
yeah, Prodder. I
Oh.
think I believe is old Latin for traitor,
Okay.
and so she's gonna come more into the mix. But I'm just she's our narrator in this prologue. She's our narrator, and
What?
how I think of her is that she's like a guide really for him for the Prodder. Hi everyone, I just saw this and I like the idea. Keep up the good work. Oh, thank you. Ludmila. I think I'm pronouncing your.
Mila, welcome to the chat. Always cool to see some new people. Hi everyone, I just saw this and I like the idea. Yes, that's good. You already have some new fans, Dr. Drhino.
I'm I'm hoping I can entertain people with this,
This
but
this this character is a narrator, but is she also part of the story?
she's part of the story. But
Okay.
in in the prologue that we're seeing right now, she's
Mhm.
the narrator
Okay.
really, and she doesn't do much other than just tell us, what's going on, who these two are, and so forth. Really,
Okay. And she's not human. Is she
no,
human?
no, she's not human.
No, she's from this race that doesn't have nipples, or is this like censored?
Oh, it's censored.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yes. No,
Just making sure.
I'm not gonna jeopardize your the stream and everything.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Um,
And that's another thing I was thinking of too. I don't like censorship, but the reason why I had this SFW version is because again, when I go on, I'm thinking ahead, I'm trying to think ahead. Like, okay, if I'm going to go on a stream, I'm going to need to have this done just for that. We can show people like at least then say like, okay, you want to see the real thing? Go on my Twitter account and you'll see it. So here we have Damon Knight after the fight, and he's walking, and this is like a few days after they fight, and he's just wandering around what I call this marshland is this. It's called the Pale Waters. A lot. This is his birthplace. This say, and the Pale Waters are. It's a very sinister location.
mhm.
It's so sinister that not it's not drawn out. Like people don't really venture into it.
Uh-huh.
The location's not drawn on the map because they're like you ever feel like you look at you look at an area and you're like, I don't want to go into that because it creeps me the hell out. It's basically what the adventurers. That's how
Sure.
I think of it. The
So
adventurers are
this
like there's
this
something
is
evil.
a fantasy world, right?
Yes. Yep. I call it it's an alternate medieval fantasy world, and the reason why I say alternate is because there are some things that medieval people don't have, like for example, like the leggings and all that stuff that you see on Zen, which is the cat girl that you see right there.
All right.
So
I like her.
I'm I didn't expect to love that character, but she's the best. Honestly she is the maiden. She is the maiden to Damon Knight, and she helps him on his missions really. And of course, she's I wouldn't say sassy or snarky. Like she she's like, how can I say this? Like a child, like childish.
Hmm.
And she always has these teasing
Playful.
moments, like yeah, like saying like, oh, nice seeing you again, and then just like we'll see the next page if you go over to the next one.
Sure. Next page.
And she's just one back one.
Oh, this
And
one.
she's just walking around, walking in circles and talking about like, oh, you finally defeated Bonehead, huh? Well, I have a revelation. The revelation is that he's not really gone, and that's that's not really a surprise. And she's just informing him really, and she's of course she has this Cheshire grin on her face while telling
Hmm.
him and saying like, oh, hey, don't eat the messenger. I'm just telling you. And he's just obviously he's like, damn, I thought I just killed that guy. But
Yeah.
through the through the teasing and all, when we go to the next page, there she does show a hint of like concern, like something's up, and I feel like you need to get some allies because there's something at play going, like there's something more to it. And what I'm trying to convey with the body language of Damon Knight, since he doesn't talk much and talks very little, uh I wanted to show that like he stops and he hears her and he's considering it, and he goes on and she's like, good boy, as in like, wow, I can't believe he's actually listening to reason.
Right. By the way, I see this cross in the designs more often. Is that a coincidence? So he has the cross here on the helmet, and she has it on her necklace.
Yeah, well, when I was coming up with Damon Knight, I was thinking of like Mandalorian helmets, really.
Okay.
But then when I got to the cross part, I was like, you know what? I want to keep the cross, the upside down cross, but it wasn't really meant to be like a jab at like Christianity or nothing. I just like the design. I really like the
Hmm.
design of it, and I was like, this
Sure.
is cool. And the way how I think of it is like, don't really see his eyes. There's that darkness. There's something like there's not. It doesn't show like the forehead, the nose, or anything. There's like I wanted to show people like this is inhuman. This guy is not a human being. This is entirely something else. That's why it's so dark. Except for when you see the glowing eyes when they show. So
And
that was my whole thing about it.
you will never see his actual face.
Oh well, no, not in full, not in
Hmm.
full. But if you think it's page 3 or 4, if we go back, you would see like the mandible tendrils right there. Back one. I mean, back forward. Right. Yep. Right there. You see like the mandible tendrils coming out, and
Okay.
yeah, it's like that further implies like, yeah, this guy is, yeah, something else entirely.
Hmm. Okay. So you said you were so you write novels. You're busy writing a book, right? So this means that you write very descriptive. Do you send Nev a very descriptive page, and Nev does all the layouts, or do you
Yes.
actually lay it out for him?
So I just write and send the script. He does the layouts,
Mhm.
and we talk about like, okay, which way is actually better. There have been times where I would change the script just to fit the layout because I want to stay consistent, obviously. So that's really our process. And again, I love his feedback. The guy is superb. He understands where I'm coming from most of the time, where I want to with the pacing of the story, what I want to show, and what he comes up with really surprises me. Like there, I as happy little accidents. I can't remember who said that, but that's what it is because I don't really see it as accidents. I see like, you know what? that makes me think more. I actually like this, and I could plug it into that, and it comes full circle, really.
Hmm.
Again, that's just how I think. That's just how my mind is. I'm sorry
Yeah.
if I'm confusing anybody in there, but
No, no, it's a collaboration. You feed the art with your words, but the art also feeds you. It
yes,
inspires you. It's like a loop, right?
yeah, yes, and Matthias, yes, Bob Ross, yep, thank you.
Bob Ross. Oh, okay, okay. Okay, now we're going into the pages that you wanted to save for the end of the stream, which is of later on. You said, right?
Yes,
Okay, let's do this. So
all right,
this style it changed a little bit in style. It's less rough. It's a bit more refined.
yes, and this is what I wanted to show towards the end. We're talking about the one shot comics.
Hmm.
This is me being sincere and saying thank you to the people who are here, who are going to view in the future, and I want y'all to know that I am very thankful that y'all are here, because this is why I want to give out to y'all these little short stories, these comic these one shot comics. I mean, and yeah, this is what I was talking about earlier with switching from pencil to digital,
Hmm.
and I love digital. I love the pencil, but I love digital more. Neff style right here in this clearly shows, and right here we got again a story involving Damon Knight and Zen as they're
Yeah.
going through some structure infested with these tentacles, but then in the background you see this insect like creature who's stalking them, and Zen is commenting like, "Oh, you just couldn't avoid, going. You couldn't just avoid this place. You had to actually go right and feeling right at home, huh?" And she mentions like, "Well, it's like, oh, these tentacles like me, all right, and they're gross, but your tentacles, they're not gross. They're like." Before she could finish the sentence, this thing lunges at them, and Damon Knight is being his savage self. He the suit it comes alive. It's like the best way I can explain this suit is like it's a living organism as well, and it feeds
Okay.
off. It doesn't. It not only does it feed off of him, but it also feeds off of like other beings, people, whatever. And he just the tendrils of the suit grabs onto that thing, and he just kills it instantly without missing a beat. And she's laying there in shock, and he says, you know, I you get to die when I say so, Cat. And she's shocked because he doesn't talk much. He doesn't talk really. It's rare for him to talk.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Oh, that's badass. Yeah, this style. Personally, I prefer this style.
I do
It's just
too.
cleaner. It's easier to look at.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I when I saw that first one, I was I agreed right there. To me, this has an Image Comics bad girl style in both setup and art design. I like that. Oh well, thank you. I'll try to keep to it then.
Hesitation is defeat, says Nav.
True.
Right. Yes. So the suit. You said the suit feeds off things. So does it mean it takes like life force, or what does it feed from?
Oh, almost anything, life force, bones, muscle, anything really. And
Wow. So basically
when we go
eats
to
people.
yes, it consumes them, consumes anything. And with that second one, with the Gehenna and Predator, I was being trying to implement more of that detective, that noir thing, style, because I do love. I'm a sucker for noir genres. Really, I love
Mhm.
like I just love it like late night and you're someone's watching and examining and they're narrating all that. But this is just a little story right here involving more of a Gehenna and Predator. And as you can see, this version of Predator is not like the version that we see in the prologue. And what I'm trying to show here is that he's not as heavily armored as he was when he was fighting Damon Knight in the prologue. So there's like that metamorphosis. Like, okay, he's evolving through with time. So that's what I wanted to show with that one. And of course,
Okay.
more of the land too.
All right. Look at this new girl.
So this is a little hint towards volume 1, what we'll be dealing with when we start getting into that. And as you see this lady running through the woods, and she comes across these two guys, and asking for help and everything. Unfortunately, these two guys are part of what's going on what's going on with her family. And in the background behind that lady is one of the character is no I'm sorry is one of the main characters for the first volume, which is I call her the Beastly Shepherd. And she has a cult, really, that practices debauchery.
Oh no.
So yeah, so you can let your imagination run
So
wild
they
with
want
what's
to capture her, to be part of that process of that.
process her
Right.
if she survives. But
Mm-hmm.
I wanted this to be more of a horror base to it. And really, I gave Neff more of the command on here, like, hey, just come up with what you think is fitting. And
Mm-hmm.
he asked me, like, I believe he asked me if should be more horror based, because it seems like each one shot has a theme to it. And I said, go ahead, man. It's you. If you can do it, I trust in you,
Yeah.
really.
Okay. What I like here, this last panel here, right? So you see some things happening. She's clearly, yeah, she's half naked. She's asking for help. And then this last panel with the completely black background, this new character here, she looks menacing. It says everything, right? This
Yes.
expression, she doesn't even dares to turn to look at her. Good
I
stuff, man. This quality
yeah
stuff.
yeah I try to focus on body language. I try to focus on that too. Like,
Hmm.
that's always a big thing. Not everything needs to be said with words.
Yes. No, it's a visual medium, so you can layer stuff. Also, you can say
Yes.
something with dialogue, but you can express other layers through the art, right?
Yeah, and that's something I'm trying to work on too. I'm not saying it's a weakness, but I do want to uh be an I'm not an expert, but at least know what I'm doing when it comes to certain panels. And Neff has been very helpful with that part too.
So does Neff take a lot of inspiration from manga books?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yes,
I think so. Yeah.
definitely. Berserk.
Berserk. Yeah. Yeah. This is a nice page. Nice looking page.
Yes. Now this involves the Femme
Completely
Fatale.
new characters.
Yeah, the Femme Fatale, known as Jill, and the Madman Warlock known as Foon, or Fun. And oh, say you bet, yes.
Yes.
But
Foon.
Jill, Foon, Foon, the Madman Warlock.
Okay.
But Jill, I'm gonna try to word this carefully because I don't want to say too much.
His
But
hairstyle is funny.
but
Uh,
yes,
yeah.
and there's a reason for that. But she's gonna be one of the main characters in Volume 2, which
Mhm.
is the one that's gonna be over 40 pages.
Oh.
She is a serial killer. She stalks the night. She goes after anyone at night, and it doesn't matter how they are, uh, what gender they are, what race they are. She goes after anyone. Complete craziness right there.
She
And
kills puppies too.
hmm,
Puppies. She also kills puppies,
yep,
or not?
she
Yeah.
she kills
She is. She's bad. She's bad.
she's real bad.
Yeah.
And of course, she's licking the blood off her knife, off her daggers, and saying like, you're late to the party. You're late to it, and he's saying, well, I'm not late to for the after party,
Mm-hmm.
and basically, she's proposing to him that they have a bit of a pun intended some fun time together, and he's come up with something. He's like, okay, I got it, and then you just see right here that he's just laying his head on her thigh, and she's like, I'm gonna crush you for this. Definitely thinking like they're gonna have some intimacy, but no.
So, what I understood, right, is that you have pages that you can't show because they're too spicy.
They're too spicy.
So you can't share them through Twitter also.
Right. I don't want to, like I said, just if people go look at my account, just be cautious because there might be some stuff that you won't, they're adult. Let's just say that.
On
And I'm not,
on
and I'm not talking
Twitter,
like, and I'm not
on
talking
Twitter,
like,
people can see them.
hmm?
On Twitter, people can see the pages, can see everything.
Yes, but and
Okay.
I'm not talking like sex scenes or anything like that.
No,
Just
sure.
yeah, just a little spicy content, really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, and this one, the theme of this is just to be humorous, really,
Mm-hmm.
despite the what's going on, what happened, what's going on in that whole setting.
Yeah. Oh,
Now this now this one is made by Clue Wolf, and I haven't given her a name, and it's not because I haven't thought of anything. I think this fits best with the character. I just call her the Mysterious. That's all I call her, the Mysterious, and she has this half mask, and I kind of took inspiration from tragedy and comedy. The mask with tragedy and comedy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking of really when it came to
Okay.
her.
Okay.
Uh, she's gonna be more involved in the later stuff when things start coming around ahead, really.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just only like a glimpse, a
Okay.
little portrait, or however you want to say it.
I think we're at the final page now. This is the final page.
Yep, and that's the maidens Gehenna and Zen right there. I mean, what the hell? I mean, they're good
Well,
looking characters.
this has to be my favorite picture of the
Yep.
entire series.
Yes, and that's by Carmen Seth.
Comments have drew this. Good stuff, man.
Thank you. Yeah, and
Great.
oh my gosh,
Okay,
I'm so honored.
people, follow Dr. Ino for more. For more. I said it in Dutch. For more of this stuff, plus the spicy pages, if you're interested. Um, okay, cool, great. Thank you for sharing it with us, Dr. Ino.
Thank you for
So,
this opportunity, man. I
so what are your plans now? What are your plans for the art or the future, or what do you want to do?
just keep on going, keep on creating, keep on building relationships with other creative minds. Try to get voice actors, really.
Voice actors?
Yes. Oh, I worked with 3 so far. Unfortunately, one of them.
Sporeker has to take a leak all of a sudden.
I thought you were leaving, man. Oh gosh. Anyway, yeah, I worked with 3 so far. One of them, fortunately, passed away from COVID.
What?
So yeah, it's. I really wish. I just all I said was that she was a perfect voice for one character I had in mind for her, and then, um, I, it's sad, really, and it's really hard to find I don't want to say this word because it sounds like I'm disrespecting her, or what she did, but I'm not trying to say like I just got to find it's hard finding someone else because I have this. I guess I'd say I have this like this obsession with people's voice talents. When I know that when they have a particular accent or style to them, I'm just like, you know what, that's the guy, or that's the that's the girl, that's the person, whoever.
Yeah,
I
sometimes
was
you
like,
just know.
that's who they need to be. That's
Mhm.
who I need them to be. And I will literally like sign up on be a member of their Patreon or whatever, just in order to email them and say, hey, can we work out a deal? Can I have this thing right now? Sometimes it'd be 10 minutes. I only need 10 minutes really for them to read what I've written. And so I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed to work with these people, even though some people don't want to. They want to do their own things. They don't want to always do what I want, and that's great. That's good. But it's just I'm venturing into this new depth of creativity with voice work, and I'm only like maybe 2 or 3 months in, still learning it. But that's a hell of a
What
lot
what
better than when I began with.
what will the voice work be for animation or something? What?
The voice work is really how I see is that they're little background stories for not for the so far not for the comic but for the book Gods and Goddesses. And I just I'm just getting my feet wet with it. I'm just trying to understand it more.
Mhm.
Who I think can fit the roles, but I'm picky. I'm picky with who I pick with who I
Yes,
choose.
you should be. Okay. Okay, man. Dr. Drhino, thank you for being my guest today, and for showing us your project. People, you can follow Dr. Drhino on Twitter. Um, you also have your own YouTube channel. The link to that is also in description, guys. So give him a sub, right?
Yeah, don't mind the rants. I do get on a little bit of a tangent right there with certain
Well, people love
subjects.
that. That's
I try not to do too much of that.
just be yourself, man. If you love ranting, then people will watch you for the rants. That's cool. Right. Thanks again. And special thanks to the chat for everyone who showed up today, for the interaction and the questions for Mr. Dr. Rhino. If you like this conversation, please give us a like. If you didn't like it, give us a dislike. And I'm very sorry. I'll be back next week, next Sunday, for a new show with a new guest. So same time, same channel, new guest. Hope to see you guys then. All right. See you next week. Bye bye, guys.
Bye.